Labs time. AZ-104, create an NVA and virtual machines. NVA stands for Network Virtual Appliance. My first time doing that lab, but it is based on the lab that we did before in the unit 3 of the same module, where we created custom routes. We created 3 different subnets: public, private, and DMZ. And looks like we're going to host an appliance on DMZ subnet. And one more thing, don't delete that lab because you will need it for the unit 6 based on the same subnets, but by then you will have your virtual appliance. So let's go to Azure and close the other two. Run the following command to deploy appliance. Replace the password. Copy. Let's come up with some password. AZ-104. AZ-104. Pass for the password. Something easy so we can remember. Let's run it. The default value size will be changed in a future release. Okay, so the password should be way more complex. Let's come up with something better. So far we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's add 2 exclamation marks in the end. That should meet the requirements. So we have a big error, and if you read through, the biggest thing is right here. So the virtual machine that we're trying to create is not available in my location. So would be nice if my resource group was hosted on US East, but as a workaround, we can just add the size of the VM. I looked it up online and there are a few options. Standard B2S. So that might work. Let's try it. Okay, same issue. If that fails, I have 2 more options. B1S. Let's see what happens. No luck. Okay, the last option that I have so far. Okay, it looks like we're in. I like that sign. Accepted. Okay, let it install. Okay, the command is done. No more red errors. Now we are ready to go to the next step. Enable IP forwarding for the Azure network interface. So the VM is created. It's based on Ubuntu 2204. It's hosted on DMZ subnet, which is good. We set up our password and we had additional line specifying what type of machine it is. So let's run the following command to get NVA network interfaces ID. Okay, another error. Let's look it up. Okay, I looked it up and there's a little thing to modify. So that part looks like bash scripting where they establish a variable. Yeah, so an IC ID is our variable. And to establish the variable in PowerShell, it actually has to be a bit different. Did I get it right? No error. Let me double check. So to confirm if that worked, we have to enter the variable name with $, and something should print. Yeah, so looks like that's what we wanted to see, since that's the network interface ID of the NVA. So we'll have to modify that one as well. Okay, yeah, that's the one that we need to modify a little. So all we want to do is move the $, before the variable, space, delete that variable, remove parentheses, and finish with yeah, I think at that point we can just put a tick to be safe. Dollar. I don't think we even need that. What do they want from lane to resource group? Missing expression after unary operator. Yeah, my bad. I was putting an ICID instead of nickname. So I manually entered it here in one line. Let's see what happens. Okay, they're struggling too much here. What we have to try is to switch to bash. Let's confirm and see where it takes us, because over here it's very misleading. Everything previously was done with PowerShell. Here it looks like they're trying to bash. Here it says Azure command line. Doesn't specify if it's if it should be PowerShell or it's not what I wanted to paste. Should be patient and delete it slowly. I want to paste word to word exactly what they gave me. But before that, I want to test if our variable stayed. So the variable that we had was an ICID, and it returned nothing. I'll just copy the whole thing and run it again, I guess. Okay, that worked right away. Okay, let's establish another variable for run the following command to get NVA networks interface name. So here it should give us network interface name. It's our network interface. Why that is showing us something and that not? Should be the same idea. This is our variable. Anyway, let's keep going. We've been struggling too much. The hardest lab so far, maybe, after the JSON labs. Okay, let's run the following command to enable IP forwarding for the network interface. That's a lot. Let's read through it just to check it out, what they have there. It's a network nickname. True. So IP forwarding is enabled for that resource group. Network interface card update. Okay. Private IP address. So that's the private IP address of what? Of the appliance, I guess, and that's the MAC address of our appliance, NVA. That's the name of our NVA. ID. type for network interface. So that's the type that we have. The ID of virtual machine is here. Resource group where we sit. No encryption. Okay, let's keep moving forward. Enable IP forwarding in the appliance. So we're creating another variable. For the resource group, for the NVA. Public IP of our NVA. Okay. Public IP address, yeah, to the variable. Okay, so that's how we assign public IP of our NVA to that variable. Run the following command to enable IP forwarding. It was disabled not so long ago. Where did we see that? I believe somewhere in the beginning. IP forwarding true. Enable and IP forwarding true. Okay. So let's run the last command to enable it within our NVA. Warning, permanently added to the list of known hosts. So now we have to enter the password that we came up with. Did I get it right? Permission denied. Okay, luckily I wrote it down. Give me a second, I'll check it out. Perfect. Connection is closed. Permanently added. Network IP v4 forward 1. That's good. Connection is closed. Okay. That was misleading a lot by Microsoft Learn. So the conclusion that I have made, not to get tricked like that anymore, just gotta be more familiar with CLI. So for bash to end the line, they use backslash, and for PowerShell, tick is used normally. So another thing is how you set up a variable. That's the way name of the variable equals $, which tells that we're establishing the variable, and then whole thing is in parentheses. That's bash. If it was PowerShell, $, would be in the beginning, then variable name, spaces around the equal sign, and so on. Okay, yeah, lessons learned. Some labs are easier, some labs are harder. Um, Next step will be the last lab of that module, route traffic through the NVA.